Yesterday's duel between the Indiana Fever and the Golden State Valkyries was much more than a regular season game. This match at the Chase Center mixed excitement, technical issues, memorable individual performances, and a result that could directly influence the future of both teams in the WNBA playoff race. In the end, the Valkyries' 75-63 victory was convincing and had multiple shades of meaning for both franchises. First, the win reduced the magic number for the Valkyries to qualify for the playoffs to just 2 games. For an expansion team to be so close to the postseason in its first season is no small feat, and it shows that Golden State meant business when it entered the league. But let's go back to the beginning. The game started unusually. In the first few minutes, a technical glitch in the possession clock stopped the game. The arena was in suspense as officials and organizers searched for a solution, and the nearly 20-minute delay could have dampened the spirits of both teams. However, the incident ended up fueling the Valkyries. When the ball was in play again, the home team came out with renewed energy, showing focus and discipline to transform initial frustration into motivation on the court. The first half alone showed what would become the Valkyries' greatest weapon: 3-point shooting. Iliana Rupert had an inspired night, taking responsibility and knocking down key shots from long range. She finished the game with 21 points and also made an impressive 5 3-pointers in 8 attempts, a performance that borders on the absurd in a high-level game like the WNBA. Kate Martin and Janelle Salayoun also played crucial roles, contributing 10 points each and helping maintain the offensive rhythm. The even distribution of points demonstrated that the Golden State team doesn't rely solely on one star, but also has collective strength and depth throughout the squad. On the other side, the Indiana Fever tried to regroup but faced many difficulties. Without Caitlin Clark, the team's main point guard and offensive brain, they lacked the creativity to break down the Valkyries' well-positioned defense. Even so, some players stood out individually. Aerial Powers was the most consistent, with 17 points and 4 rebounds, showing aggressiveness on offense and trying to carry the team in high-pressure moments. Kelsey Mitchell scored 14 points, always looking for quick drives and mid-range shots, while Natasha Howard contributed 13, especially protecting the paint and on pick-and-roll plays. But despite their efforts, the Fever couldn't maintain consistency throughout the game. The second and third quarters were decisive in determining the course of the game. The Valkyries opened up a lead by exploiting Indiana's defensive weaknesses in rotations, and every 3-pointer felt like a morale boost. Golden State shot over 60% from long range for much of the game, forcing the Fever to step out of their defensive comfort zone and open up more space in the paint. This adaptation, however, was ineffective as the Valkyries showed maturity in varying their plays, finding extra passes and punishing them in different ways. Down the stretch, even when the Fever attempted a comeback, especially with the defensive intensity of Powers and Howard, the Valkyries' experience in managing their lead was evident. Veronica Burton, with her reading of the game and distribution of assists, was key in ensuring a calm attack, preventing wasted possession and controlling the clock. With each well-constructed attack, Indiana's hopes of a comeback diminished. In the end, the 12-point victory had a special flavor. First, because it confirmed their season sweep against the Indiana Fever. The Valkyries have won every head-to-head matchup against their rival in 2025. Second, because it reduced the team's magic number for playoff qualification to just 2 games. For an expansion team to be so close to the postseason in its first season is unprecedented and historic. It reinforces the idea that Golden State came not just to participate in the league, but to compete at a high level from day one. Emotionally, the result also spoke volumes about the team's maturity and identity. Even without key players like Tiffany Hayes and Kayla Thornton, the Valkyries demonstrated cohesion, discipline, and resilience in the face of adversity, whether technical like the possession clock failure or sporting like roster absences. This collective spirit has been praised by the coaching staff and fans who are beginning to see this team as a story of resilience and building a winning culture. The Indiana Fever, on the other hand, will have to reflect on the path to get back on track. They desperately need Caitlin Clark's return. The team loses offensive dynamism and becomes more predictable, something that high-level opponents like the Valkyries easily exploited. Even so, the Indiana franchise still has a chance to bounce back and is likely to receive reinforcements soon. In short, the Valkyries' Fever matchup was more than just a game. It was a lesson in how to transform adversity into motivation, how the collective can overcome individual difficulties, and how an expansion team can indeed defy logic and make WNBA history in its first season. And if you enjoyed this content about the Indiana Fever Golden State Valkyries matchup, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Here you'll always find summaries, statistics, opinions, and in-depth analysis about the WNBA and world basketball. Turn on the bell so you don't miss any updates, and come with us to follow every detail of this season that promises to be unforgettable.